What's going on, everyone? Um, it's been a while. Um, haven't really been around uploading, doing much with the content. I haven't really looked to be transparent in like 2 to 3 months. I haven't really paid attention because I've been. I just haven't had the time on my hands. And don't get me wrong, I love doing this, and I love the joy of content creation and doing stuff. But at the same time, like, there's a lot of things that hold me back and weigh me down. Like with sports, with football, with lifting, and all the things that we do. I don't have time to watch the wrestling or make the content about it because I'm too busy. Like, my day will consist wake up early in the morning, go to lifting, come back, and the easiest days for me probably like a Tuesday because we have our shortest session. We do some running and we're done. So come back on a Tuesday, but like, I've just needed the time to lounge and not do anything, and it's a thing of I didn't have the time to watch the wrestling then, so then it kind of faded out of my routine, and it's kind of hard sticking it back into my routine because there's so many extra things I do now. Um, I've gotten deeper into my love for football itself, and all of the big four sports, soccer even, which I've historically not liked, but I literally tonight I was playing FC 25. Um, it was pretty fun, honestly, and I don't really know what direction I want to take this channel in, and that's something else that's been holding me back. Do I want to stick to football and wrestling? Do I want to make it a more variety-based wrestling channel or just sports channel? And like, now sitting here, there's a couple ideas that spring to mind. One, keeping it as is, mainly wrestling and football, the occasional other sport thrown in every now and then. But then again, I think it's going to have to transition based on my personal interest to a more just general sports page. So I think that means if I'm ever able to get a consistent upload schedule, which we know is very difficult, it would mean that over the course of a month, let's say 31 days, maybe you'll get 10 to 12 videos and like 2 football, maybe 3 wrestling, 2 basketball, 2 baseball, and then something else thrown in there. And obviously it depends. And, throw something like, oh, there was a big event that happened in this sport recently, so I'm going to make a specific video on that, and that'll obviously include. And then maybe like a penultimate show kind of near the end of the month, going over the past month in sports, like an hour long just yap sesh. I'll get the mic and the headphones and everything. And I think that's a good idea because I think I need that time to just talk and not really think about anything else, just talk about sports. But then again, I'm literally brainstorming as I'm talking right now. Like, I've said this in previous videos, but it's been a long time. I don't script my videos at all. Unless I'm making like a sketch or I wrote like a couple of minor notes down, I never script my videos. And even when I make a sketch, I don't write down, okay, I'm going to do this and then this and then this. I'm thinking in my head, the general idea for this is this. I'll come up with the lines as I'm doing it. And in some ways that helps, and in some ways it hurts. Because it helps because it makes it feel, to me, more personal. Because I'm not saying, like, this is the video I'm going to be making today. It's going to involve, like, I'm not doing that. But at the same time, I think it hurts because it makes production slightly longer. It means that I have to do a lot more thinking rather than explaining. And I think that happens sometimes and it comes across weird when I'm talking. And I think I'm doing it kind of right now, where I'll throw in words like kinda, somewhat, maybe, like questioning words because I'm not certain as to what I'm saying. And it's also why in certain videos you'll see me go like, I think that this is the case. Oh, what am I talking about? I mean, like something like that. And especially that happens in like near like the middle portion of videos, because I'll just be like, okay, I got through most of it. I need to do a little bit more, but then I kind of get like lost in the sauce. Um, and I also don't try to like take breaks in between videos if I can. Like I just go through the whole thing. Like this recording right now, it hasn't been paused or cut or chopped anywhere. And I might go back and edit it and maybe cut out small little portions of me not talking. But like I'm just spitting off the mouth right now. I have no, like, I'm nothing. I can't really show you, but there's nothing here. But back to the main point. I think that if I am to continue, and I don't know how my schedule will let me, because like I've got practice starts in a week. School starts in like 2.5 to 3 weeks, which is ridiculous. It does not feel like it should be back already. Although this summer did feel like pretty long, honestly. Knock on wood. I don't know where that time is going to come for me to be able to make content consistently. And consistency is not the name of the game on this channel. We know this. Does this constitute like a renaming of the channel or a rebranding or anything like that? I don't want to, because I think at its core, this is still a wrestling channel, even though it's not going to be the main thing we talk about anymore. Or like, I don't want to say it's not going to be the main thing, but there's going to be, okay. Also, for those who watch me all the time, you know I love my comparisons. For those of you who've seen the movie Inside Out, and in the first movie, there's like the main like brainstem island where all the emotions are chilling. But then there's the like 5 memory islands that split off, and they're all very important. But they're like equally important islands. Same concept holds. It is a thing of they're all equally important, maybe one slightly larger than the other, but still. It's just going to be a situation that over time I'm going to work on and figure out. Maybe I'll spend some time just writing stuff down, like video ideas or maybe a plan, schedule, something. And then again, it comes to like the process of recording and editing footage, because my software that I use, one of the main reasons I stopped was there was a video I was trying to make. I didn't even remember what it was about. It was like 3 months ago, and I recorded that video. It was like a 30-minute long recording. It didn't save. And so I sat and I was like, man, I have to redo everything, because I think it was like a tier list video or something. So I had to move them all back and like fix everything. And so I was like, all right, I'll sit down, I'll record it again. I recorded, I went a little faster because now I had it in my head what I was going to say rather than ad-libbing it. It was like 25 minutes. It didn't save again. And I gave it one more shot like the next day, and it still didn't save, and I just quit at that point. Like I was doing everything I could, like I logged in, logged out, just didn't work. And even filming it out of my software and then putting it into the software, it didn't work. And it made me very, very angry, and I just could not in the moment. So yeah, I just wanted to come back and say that I was encouraged by my girlfriend to be like, yo, you should make content again. And, you know, I miss it. I missed it. Now I'm doing it again. But I think it's a good place for me to be able to talk. And like, this is going to sound like weird, but it's like, even when I get negative comments, it's like, I don't talk just to talk. I talk because I want to express my opinion and receive feedback for it. But it doesn't need to turn into like an argument. You know what I mean? I feel like, especially on the internet, it's very, if you disagree with someone, you have to make an argument over it. And that's stupid, in my opinion. Like, let's say I'm on the internet and I see someone like, Joe Burrow's not a top 10 quarterback. And I feel the need to respond. Normally I wouldn't respond to things like that. But I'm feeling like I need to say something. I would be like, Joe Burrow not being top 10 is not a take I've heard. And the likelihood is they probably explain that in the video. So I would go into like, so you would say that winning is an important quarterback stat, or like playoff success or something like that. And then I would likely ask them what they think of guys like Eli Manning and Brett Favre, because like other than their wins in the Super Bowl, did not do well outside of their wins. Like Eli Manning, other than his 2 Super Bowl runs, never won a playoff game. I want to talk about guys like Dan Marino. Like, would you say that Dan Marino is a top 10 quarterback of all time? It's a good argument to have. If not, probably top 15, top 20. But if you want to make the argument of like, oh, rings and playoff success matter, then do you devalue him? Do you put him at like 23? Do you put him lower? It's all about like processing the information slowly. And I feel like I function best, especially in debate, when processing slowly. And that's not to say I can't process fast, but I understand much better if I have time to think over something. You know, sometimes when you get into an argument with someone and you know you've lost the argument, and then like that night or the next day while you're showering, you think of an amazing comeback and you're like, ah, man, I should have said that. Same process, but like in a good way, where it's like, okay, I see your point. And then that night or the next day, I'm like, oh, wow, that was actually something I didn't think of. I should have said that. But it's not a situation of, oh, rats, I should have beat that guy in that argument. It's a situation of, oh, that makes sense to me. I understand what I'm doing now. And I don't know how I got onto this subject. I'm kind of rambling at this point. This is a fun little podcast session, I guess. I feel like that's something I should do too, like some podcasting. Just kind of talking for fun. I feel like I would really benefit from that, but it's besides the point. But yeah, I'm posting a video right now. If this video doesn't process through my editing software, I might explode. So I really hope that it decides to process this time around. I haven't like touched this computer in a long time, or at least this software in a long time. So hopefully it works. After all that, make sure you have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good dawn, good dusk, good whatever. Make sure to watch any former or future videos on the channel. They will be coming at some point. When? I don't know. I'll try and get something done. And goodbye.